Hello, my name is Janice Crow. My pronouns are she, her. I am the Regional Council Manager for Birth to 5 Illinois, Region 20, covering Edwards, Gallatin, Hamilton, Hardin, Saline, Pope, Wabash, Wayne, and White counties. Thank you for watching Region 20's Early Childhood Regional Needs Assessment Virtual Report. This recorded session will provide an overview of findings from the Birth to 5 Illinois Region 20 Needs Assessment, as well as talk about the strengths, needs, and recommendations for improving access to and enrollment in early childhood education and care programs in the region. A link to the full report can be found in the description below. If you'd like to turn on closed captioning, click the CC icon at the bottom of the video. This will turn on the captions. If you want a language different than English, click on the gear icon for settings, click on subtitles, then auto translate, and you can scroll down to pick the language you want. In 2021, the Illinois Commission on Equitable Early Childhood Education and Care Funding issued a report with findings that highlighted the inequities in early childhood funding in Illinois and the need to create a better statewide infrastructure to support early childhood professionals, expand services and programs for families and caregivers, and increase enrollment in ECEC programs. The report focused on the importance of addressing racial inequities and the need to include local voices in the conversation funders and decision makers were having about early childhood education and care. To provide a structure for communities, families, and caregivers to engage with the data and share their experiences, a new statewide infrastructure was created across 39 regions, all of which align with the existing Illinois State Board of Education regional offices of education boundaries but operates independently. Birth to 5 Illinois regional boundaries align with school districts instead of strictly following county lines, which can be a challenge for gathering and interpreting data because many early childhood services are provided by or tied to school districts. Region 20 is located in the southeastern part of the state, bordering Indiana and Kentucky, and includes Edwards, Gallatin, Hamilton, Hardin, Pope, Saline, Wabash, Wayne, and White counties. It is a traditional home to the Osage, Miami, Sioux, Kaskaskia, and Kickapoo tribes. Many others consider these counties their traditional homeland, including Quapaw, Yushi, and Shawnee. It is mostly rural, with small towns filling in the landscape between farms and fields. Agriculture is the region's biggest industry, with the largest exports being grain, cattle, pork, and poultry. Joining me in the region office is Michelle Draper, our Family and Community Engagement Specialist, and our administrative support, Paige Webb.
The experiences and knowledge families, caregivers, and early childhood professionals gain while navigating the complexities of the state's early childhood education and care system are valuable, and understanding their lived experience in the local context is vital for decision makers to ensure communities have access to the programs, services, and supports they need. To this end, Birth to 5 Illinois was created to harness family and caregiver voices in early childhood education and care and serve as a bridge between the communities and policymakers so family, caregiver, and professional experiences can guide the decisions made to expand or enhance services across the state. Our mission is to create a statewide regional infrastructure that will amplify input from communities in the development of policies and funding priorities. We support the mobilization of communities to build and sustain equitable access to inclusive, high quality, early childhood services for all children and families in the state of Illinois.
We envision that our work will help all stakeholders reimagine a more equitable early childhood education and care system that respects family voice and community voice and works to ensure it is centered and prioritized at every level of decision making in Illinois. We have three main values and goals. First, we must prioritize family voice. Through this transformation centered on authentic family and community engagement, we will address the inequitable distribution of resources and services and rebuild our state's early childhood education and care system. Second, we must address the racial inequities that exist in our early childhood system. In an effort to move our early childhood education and care system to one where racism no longer impacts a child's success, we will work to dismantle barriers that have limited access to high quality services for minoritized children in every corner of our state. Third, we will use the collective impact model to shift the current early childhood system to influence policy and funding at the local, regional, and state level. Birth to Five Illinois will use community-driven feedback to build a system that harnesses knowledge directly from families and providers and encourages decision makers to ensure new and/or expanded services are created to meet community needs. Two critical parts of the new statewide infrastructure are family councils and action councils. Located in each of the 39 regions, the councils provide feedback on quantitative data from the Illinois Early Childhood Asset Map, or ICAM, and the Illinois Network of Childcare Resource and Referral Agencies, or INCRA, to help contextualize the data at the local level. The councils meet twice a month in virtual, in-person, or hybrid meetings. The family councils are comprised of parents and caregivers from a wide variety of family types: single parents, adoptive and foster parents, caregivers of relatives, teen parents, two-parent families, multi-generational families, and more, and prioritize the voices of those who have not been involved in this type of work before. We want to highlight those who have been involved in our Region 20 Family Council over the past year and thank them for sharing their experiences with the early childhood system. Heidi Atterbury, Jessica Johnson, Kat McAshton, Katie Roper, Miranda Simmons, Alicia Story, Christy Vaughn, Courtney Wood, and Elizabeth Zerlini.
Action councils are comprised of early childhood education and care professionals, healthcare providers, faith leaders, elected officials, and other community members. Each council reserves 2 seats for parents, caregivers to ensure family voices were included in every discussion. Action Council members were invited to bring additional aggregated data on programs and services provided by their agency, organization to complement data from ICAM and INCRA. We extend thanks and gratitude to our Region 20 Action Council members: Elisa Adams, Jill Andrews, Steve Atkins, Misty Eftink, Jeff Fetcho, Sheila Foster, Megan Greenwood, Shannon Henson, Hannah Hyder, Patricia Ingram, Dr. Jed Jones, Megan Reagan, Brandy Respondick, Paula Schnicker Johnson.
Beyond the council meetings, additional qualitative data was collected community-wide through focus groups and interviews, and all council members were invited to provide input on each section of their early childhood regional needs assessment. Council members developed the strengths, needs, and recommended next steps that are unique to each region. Regional teams, along with the support of their action and family council members, created a dissemination plan and are holding community meetings virtually and in person to share their reports' findings. The following slides highlight some data that was discussed by council members and provided insights into the early childhood education and care landscape in our region. Region 20 is mostly white, but each county has a percentage of racial diversity ranging from 1% to 6% that identify as 2 or more races, or Hispanic or Latino. Pope and Saline counties have the highest racial diversity, with pockets of Hispanic or Latino community members and neighbors identifying as 2 or more races. Among the 9 counties, the average commute to work time is 26 minutes. However, many workers travel over an hour to bordering counties or states like Kentucky or Indiana. In addition to the long commute times, a significant portion of the population work night shifts, split shifts, and weekend shifts. Part of the conversation with council members were around priority populations, defined by the Illinois Early Learning Council as groups that have been historically underserved by early childhood education and care programs. In Region 20, the priority populations include children living in families in poverty or deep poverty, children of teen parents, children experiencing homelessness, children with welfare involvement, children from families with low caregiver education attainment, and children being raised by a relative. While data on children and families from priority populations is limited, there are a few things of note about Region 20. According to the 2020 census, half of the children ages birth to 5 lived at or below 200% of the federal poverty level, meaning that many of them were eligible for a number of state-funded early childhood programs. Those living at the highest rates of poverty, 97%, are concentrated in southern Hamilton County in the villages of Dale and Broughton. Additionally, according to information provided by Action Council members, as many as 10% of kindergartners are experiencing homelessness and receiving services through school-based McKinney-Vento programming. Additional information about priority populations was gathered through surveys, interviews, and focus groups and is included throughout our final Early Childhood Regional Needs Assessment report. Community collaborations are an integral part of the early childhood landscape. Local early childhood community collaborations bring together community agencies, organizations, and individuals with a shared vision or goal. They understand the importance of improving early childhood education and care for children, caregivers, and providers. Region 20 has 2 local early childhood collaborations: the Southern Illinois Coalition for Children and Families, which covers 6 of Region 20's counties, and All Our Kids Network, or AOK, which covers 2 counties in the region. The Southern Illinois Coalition for Children and Families, SIFCC, is a cross-sector collaboration of agencies and individuals dedicated to working together to improve the quality of life for young children and their families across Southern Illinois. Through collaborative efforts, this coalition has developed an infrastructure that promotes better child outcomes, offers resources, and provides strong family support at the local level in Hamilton, White, Saline, Gallatin, Pope, and Hardin counties. In Edwards and Wabash counties, All Our Kids Network supports collaboration across service sectors so that greater results for young children can be achieved. Their mission is to engage a diverse group of people who care about the health and well-being of children and families. And they work with providers to support and encourage parents to engage as their child's first teachers. More information on the local collaboration and the work they're doing can be found in the Regional Needs Assessment.
Region 20 is home to a variety of early childhood education and care programs and providers, all servicing children based on the licensing, funding, and staffing requirements. But access to early childhood programs and services is not equitable for all the region's families. Wait lists at child care centers and the availability of childcare in our region is a significant barrier for families and caregivers. As one community member stated, sometimes wait lists at daycares are years long. Families and caregivers reported that they were highly reliant on grandparents or other family members to provide childcare for their children. Some parents have had to quit their jobs or turn down career advancements due to the lack of available childcare and cited the cost of care as a reason they haven't used it. There is a program that families can apply to through the Illinois Department of Human Services, or IDHS, called the Child Care Assistance Program, or CCAP. This program provides families with limited access to financial resources and access to quality, affordable childcare while allowing caregivers to continue working and or completing their education. All families are required to cost share on a sliding scale based on family size and income. However, not all providers will accept CCAP due to delayed payments, and not all families want to complete the application, which is lengthy and can be difficult to complete. There are publicly funded preschool options available in the region, such as Early Head Start, Preschool for All and the Preschool for All expansion programs. However, not all programs are full day, nor do all provide transportation to and from the program, leaving many families who qualify for publicly funded preschool choosing not to enroll them in a publicly funded program. Additionally, there are not enough spots for families to enroll their child in care across all programs in the region, leaving some families with very limited options for childcare. Through community meetings, focus groups, interviews, and surveys, families in the region reiterated the urgent need for more affordable childcare and preschool options, staffed with providers and teachers that are well paid, supported, and who will want to continue working in early childhood long term. Similar to other areas of the state, Region 20 is experiencing a staff and teacher shortage, preventing programs from operating at full capacity or expanding to meet community needs. Staff turnover is a big contributor to the workforce shortage, and it remains a concern among community members in Region 20. There are many short-term caregivers who are interning to receive a degree or working long enough to gain experience and then leaving child care centers for better financial opportunities. One community member noted that they have seen some turnover in child care staff at the child care where their children attend, but the turnover is mostly from students working at the child care center until they can obtain their college degree, and others using the position as a temporary stopgap until they can move on to another job. Many community members report that pay and salaries are also a factor when considering staff turnover. The pay is low and is not a long-term option for many trying to support a family. Low pay, combined with the demands of the position and long hours, has left many staff burned out and not willing to come back to the field. As a result of the workforce shortage, Region 20 has limited options of programs and resources for children ages birth to 5. This is especially true for children in rural areas, many of whom do not attend a program until kindergarten. In more rural areas of the region, many parents and caregivers are utilizing a family member or friend for their child care needs. This means if the family member or friend is not available to provide child care, parents or caregivers are unable to work outside the home or have to take off work during times when a family member or friend is not available to care for their children. Others have been forced to patch together their child's care with some time covered by a friend, family member, and enrollment in part-time child care.
Community and council members identified several strengths of the early childhood system in the region. For the sake of time, I will only share a few. The greatest strength in the region is strong community support in all 9 counties and the willingness of community members to come together to share resources and insight to meet the early childhood education and care needs of children and families. There are several programs that foster higher education opportunities for early childhood education and care professionals and prospective ECEC care seekers. For example, Gateway Scholarship Program, Early Child Access Consortium for Equity Scholarship, Child Care Resource and Referral, and Project Child Training, Illinois Trainer Network, and Strategy to Attract and Retain Teachers. In addition to the 2 local collaborations in Region 20, Southern Illinois Coalition for Children and Families and All Our Kids Network, Region 20 has a strong membership group that is housed in Wayne County, the Southern Illinois Early Childhood Action Team Incorporated, or SICAP. Their mission is to promote, support, and enhance the quality of early childhood care and education for children and families in Southern Illinois. Community council members also identified challenges and opportunities for growth in the region as well. For the sake of time, I will only share a few. Families need more education regarding eligibility and easier access to the Child Care Assistance Program, CCAP. Many report the process is confusing and lengthy, and some choose not to engage in the process because they find it too daunting. Early childhood education in the region need wages equal to their K-12 counterparts, along with benefits such as health, retirement, and time paid off. And working families need more access to full-day state-funded programs. Based on community and council conversation, recommendations have been made on how early childhood education and care programs and services can be improved for the families in the region. Recommendations will be presented to lawmakers, state agencies, local elected officials, and funders so they can better understand the needs of families in the region and share the recommendations with them so they can see how to best meet those needs. These are a few of the recommendations made, but more can be found in the Regional Needs Assessment. Recommendation 1. Every child needs the opportunity to access quality education and care services and support regardless of the intellectual ability or income level of the family. Increasing the federal poverty level from 200% to 400% would create more eligibility for the CCAP program and there qualify more families and caregivers to receive ECE services for their children. Recommendation 2. Available funding needs to follow each child from birth so that children can receive quality education and care service and support no matter their location or income level, and so that all children are able to receive comprehensive services to enhance kindergarten readiness and future success. Recommendation 3. Incentives should be developed to attract early intervention professionals. Processes could be streamlined to make the most of the professionals' billable hours while working with high caseloads. Families need more access to early intervention services such as occupational therapy, physical therapy, and speech language therapy, and an increase in the number of professionals to serve birth to 3 children.
This summer, we will be out in the community talking to more families, providers, and stakeholders about their experiences with early childhood education and care, and we want to talk with you. We invite community members, families, and early childhood professionals to join the conversation by filling out a council interest form. Please go to www.birth-to-5il.com/councils or click the link in the description to get involved. Interest forms will close later this summer, with council meetings fully resuming in August.
I want to thank our state partners for their support and you for watching. We are proud to be a department of Illinois' network of Child Care Resource and Referral Agency, and we are grateful for the funding from the Illinois State Board of Education and Illinois Department of Human Services. We encourage you to stay in touch with us by visiting our regional page at www.birth-to-5il.com/region20. Joining our Facebook group or reaching out to me via email at jcrow@birth-to-5il.com. Links to our pages, along with my email address, are available in the description below. Thank you for your time, and we will look forward to connecting with you soon.